we'll jump on in. Again, thank you all for joining us for our transfer station webinar. I'm going to jump in here to our agenda. We're going to go over some introductions. I'll give you a little bit of history about Sebright products. We'll jump into the transfer station compactor history, build quality, controls and power unit capabilities, industry served, and some other compactor models that we have. And then at the end, we'll have a Q&A. Feel free to send in your questions and comments throughout the webinar, but we will be holding off until the end to answer those questions. And if you happen to have to leave during the presentation, I'll make note that you were gone and we'll shoot you an email with an answer to your question. So your hosts today are Saul Feifelsky. He's our general manager. He's been with Sebright Products for 22 years now. Started off as a service tech, controls tech, eventually promoted to controls manager, and now he's our general manager. Mr. Lauren Dykstra, our chief operating officer. He's been with Sebright Products for 39 years now. Started off at 17 years old. He's done it all for Sebright: fabricator, installer, install coordinator, was also once general manager, and is now our COO. And he's been with Sebright, from the beginning, played an instrumental role in the development of these transfer stations, as well as many other product lines here at Sebright. And then we have Brant Deemter. Brant's been with us for 10 years. He's currently our engineering manager. Initially started out building panels and power units, did a little bit of a stint in the service department, hopped around to the install department, and wound up in our engineering department. So Sebright Products, just to give you guys a quick little overview, we were founded in 1978 in Hopkins, Michigan by Brent Sebright and Lee Murray. Incorporated in 1984. We just celebrated our 40th anniversary last year. We offer 12 different product lines for all your waste and recycling needs. You may have also heard to us referred to as Bright Technologies. That's our stainless steel and belt filter press division, servicing the wastewater handling industry. We have over 16,000 units worldwide, and we're very much known for our custom solutions. Not one project is the same here at Sebright. We work hard to make our equipment meet the customer's needs. Just a little bit on our mission, vision, and values. Our mission is to solve waste and recycling challenges through innovative engineering and manufacturing while upholding the highest standards of quality and safety. Our values: quality, community, safety, innovation, and resilience. Our capabilities. We have an engineering, in-house engineering team that uses advanced 3D softwares for precise, efficient installations and custom solutions for diverse and challenging sites. Our manufacturing, all of our equipment is manufactured here at our plant in Michigan, all made in the USA. Our install, we have an expert crew that delivers turnkey installation. Our service department offers comprehensive service solutions including a PM programs, parts and service with 24/7 nationwide support. We offer a rental and lease program as well, just some flexible options with buyout and rental assistance. We also have factory remanufactured equipment. That's a mouthful. With a factory warranty on the REM equipment. And as of April, we are 100% employee owned. Something we're very proud of here at Sebright Products. All of our employees are now an owner, driving accountability and long-term success. In July, we became ISO 9001 certified, showing our commitment to consistent quality and continuous improvement. What else we got here? We also have lean manufacturing practices, streamlining operations for efficiency and reliability. And as I said, last year we celebrated 40 years. We have 40 years of innovation with a proven track record of durable, high-performing waste and recycling solutions. And then our vast list of product lines here. We have compactors, our bread and butter, you know, where it all started for Sebright products. We offer stationary self-contained, pre-crushers, transfer stations, which you're all here for. Portable units. We've got our high-density extruders, which is a ram press that we introduced in 1992, used to extract liquids from many types of industrial refuse byproducts. A lot of pulp and paper mills use our high-density extruders for their dewatering process. We also have an EPS densifier for styrofoam densification. We have our cycler and extractor line, which is for product destruction, primarily in the bottling facility. The excycler produces bales of aluminum and plastic, while the extractor produces a continuous log. We also have our glass crusher for the glass recycling industry. We have our oil filters, which is essentially an oil filter briquetter, which creates small bricks of oil filters while also collecting the oil for reuse. We offer balers. We have the Bale Wolf with our partners JWR out of Wisconsin, offering a closed door and 2-ram balers. And then also in 2019, we partnered with a company out of Germany, Overman, where we bring their open and auto type balers to the US. And in return, Overman also sells our equipment in Europe. And then we have our auxiliary equipment. We offer dumpers, conveyors, carts, you know, whatever you need with our product lines. So from here, I will hand it on over to Lauren and get you guys started on the transfer stations.
All right, thank you, Adisa, for the wonderful introduction here about our company. Next page. All right, we're gonna get started on what everybody came here for. So, as you know, we incorporated in 1984. We'd already been building 2-yard compactors, 4- and 6-yard compactors, which is our heavyweight series. And in the late 90s, or late 80s, early 90s, we'd just finished introducing our 5-inch wall, solid wall pre-crusher, and just had that on the marketplace. Brent Sebright had caught wind that our company in Grand Rapids was looking for a transfer compactor. We as a company were looking to grow our line, looking to expand our marketplace, took on the challenge with the current engineering team at the time. And in December of 1999 or 91, we installed our first model 9884-2-6, twin 6-inch cylinder compactor. Spent many years in the Grand Rapids area. Now it's been moved to another location, but ironically, like 34 years later, this unit is still in use today.
Yeah, it's very impressive. That's a long time.
Yeah, can't say that about a lot of units. So coming through the 90s, we built some variations of that 9884. Some models went to Canada. Others went to Wisconsin with the help of our dealers, JWR and Step Equipment. And then in the mid-90s, we figured out that the 9884 needed a bigger version, bigger chamber, more power. So we developed the model 12084, I believe in 1994. About 4 years later, we made some changes to it to get more penetration, and it's really been untouched since the late 90s. So
yeah, it's been our most common transfer machine.
yes. So yeah, largely unchanged since we made some structural changes to it to increase penetration in the late 90s. Later on in 2012, we went to a larger unit yet, introduced our 14-yard, the model 12680-2-7. This unit's been successfully placed all across the Midwest, Canada, several here in Michigan. Later on, we're going to look and talk about our mini transfer series. It's something we want to unveil here during this webinar. We've actually had these units in our arsenal for years, 20 plus years. We've been selling them. We've just never marketed them. So we're going to kind of unveil the literature and tell you a little bit about this line as we go through this webinar.
Kind of the customer demanded a different style machine.
Yeah. So in prepping for this webinar, started adding up all the numbers of the transfer compactors, the minis we've sold, and some other bakery waste equipment units that we've sold. We are just about to cross the 500 compactor threshold of units packing into semi-trailers. So
Wow.
to me, that was very impressive. It kind of hit hard once I seen the numbers, but yeah, we're pretty deep into the trailer packing.
I just want to remind people as we go through these slides, please, if you have any questions, just throw them in the comments and the Q&A. We'll get to them later. So when they're fresh on your mind, type them in, and we'll get to them at the end here.
So we'll talk about the models that we have. The very first one was a 9884. That's a twin 6-inch cylinder compactor, 8 cubic yard chamber. We then went to the 12084s. That's both offered in a -2-6 and a -2-7. Now, I'll ask Brant to explain the model numbers here a minute, if he could, what the model numbers mean.
So the first two numbers are, well, the first four numbers are your open top size. So you got your, like a 9884 is 98 inches long, 84 inches wide. And then the T is for transfer station. And then the 2-6, that's got two 6-inch bore cylinders in there. And then that carries true for almost every piece of equipment Sebright makes. So a 120-84 follows the same thing, 120 inches long, 84 inches wide, and two 6-inch cylinders.
So yeah, most of our models, the Sebright family, is really easy to figure out what your chamber size is based on the model number. We also should note too, our base units are 84 inches wide, but we also have an 80-inch wide version of all those same models as well. Attached, you will see the literature for a basic transfer compactor.
This can be found on our website as well. SebrightProducts.com. Just go into compactors and down to the resources. So anything you like, you can find these data sheets on there. There we go.
Transfer station build quality. All of our transfer stations have a 1-inch thick AR floor plate that follows from the back of the ram all the way to the front of the machine through to the snout extension, and then that's in the snout extension is backed by a 1-inch backer plate.
The 1-inch thick AR plate was one of the changes we'd made in the late 90s to, initially we had a 1/2-inch thick floor, but as the years went on, if you had to replace a floor plate in it, you wear a 1/2-inch floor down to a 1/4 inch, and then you're looking at, a field fix to replace the floor plate. We went to a 1-inch backer or 1-inch thick AR floor. You literally got to wear 3/4 of an inch off of it before you got to start thinking about replacing that floor plate. So it was a longevity improvement for us.
Yeah, that's worked well over the years.
Yeah.
Yep. And then all of our transfer stations also have a snout extension designed into them, and that's to allow the material to be pushed farther into the trailer, allowing for a cleaner separation when the trailer's pulled away.
And that snout extension is built into the floor. It's actually the floor extended, correct, Brian?
Yes, it's all one piece.
It's not an add-on that leaves a gap or a void around the ram as it extends.
Correct. Fabricated breaker bar. It's the bar at the top of the machine. It's fabricated out of 2 bars, making a heavy-duty design. They're solid welded together, and it's a non-shearing design, so the ram does not actually shear every time it goes under there. Allows material to roll by. Also, upon request, the header bar height can be adjusted.
And that can adjust the volume we're pushing into the trailer.
Correct.
Depending on the header bar height.
Yep. Reinforced side posts. We use an angle iron side post instead of a tube. This allows more penetration into the trailer because you gain the thickness of the tube. because we're using
Yeah,
angle.
we picked up about 5 inches of penetration when we made that change years ago.
Securing and locking options. All of our transfer stations are available with binders, center locks, and swing hooks. I've even seen some models with center lock and binders just for added security or backup just in case one or the other doesn't work. Yeah, and everything is proudly made in the USA.
Very proud of that.
On the rear of all of our transfer stations, you'll see we have aluminum rear covers. It's lightweight, corrosion resistant, and you can kind of see in the photo there, there's some holes integrated in there for handles and also for looking in to see if material is behind the ram.
Coming from the service world, this was a huge improvement, having to lift these heavy panels up.
Yes, the original panels were 75 pounds and the new panels are approximately 25 pounds.
And they've been very well received by those that have them. So
also, the machines have proximity switches. There'll be one in the front and one in the rear, picking up the ram position and telling the PLC where the ram, if it's extended or retracted.
The proc switches, they do not ride directly on the ram, so they're away from the debris if anything gets past it. Another advantage is the ram shoes wear too far. It'll actually stop the unit. They can sense that, and that's when you're triggered to change the shoe. So it helps with preventive maintenance as well.
So does that send a fault? Or what would that
It'll
do?
give you a fault, yeah.
Okay, and get you to look at it.
Get you to look at it, yeah.
Very nice.
3-piece floating scraper. Basically, if you think about a standard scraper that's 1 bar, this one's 3 bars. So if you get a piece of material stuck under one corner of the scraper, the other 2 bars will still be touching the ram, protecting that prox that's behind there from material getting past.
Real important to keep the material in front of the ram instead of behind it.
Correct.
Anybody that's cleaning these up would understand that for sure.
And they're on a heavy duty pipe hinge, heavy thick wall pipe hinge and solid rod through the hinge. So,
and that bar is also a cold drawn bar to get a nice sharp edge on it so it scrapes the ram clean.
yeah.
And everything that leaves here is fully painted inside and out, even under the ram. We have 12 standard color choices to pick from, and custom colors are available if requested. We also offer engineering drawings with every piece of equipment, and that'll go from showing your piece of equipment in your site or in your new site, and then our engineers will work with people on site to design and build the drawings to show you what equipment you're going to get.
Yeah, keep in mind if you're trying to retrofit an existing site or a new site like Brant mentioned, we're here to help with the drawings, here to work with you. So we can actually show all the detail right down to what the unit's going to look like on your location.
Yeah, it's real important to get these details right on the front side. These drawings are huge to help getting that done.
Our ram top reinforcement with structural tubing, as you can see in the photo there, it's a kind of a waffle pattern of tubing under there, and that's to help reinforce the top of the ram when you're pushing material under the header bar into the trailer, or if materials drop from above onto the ram top. That it makes a heavy duty ram top, makes it really strong. Power wedge, it's standard on the 120 680 2-7. Also available on all of our other models, but that pushes material, creating a void in the back of the trailer. So when the ram retracts, it allows the material to fall in that area, also helping with cleaner separation.
It gives you some additional bottom side penetration with that. It kind of does an upheaval on the material wall in the trailer, pushes it upward, creates the void, and then gives any material that falls back somewhat of a void to drop into. And it doesn't take away from your clear top size on the top at the top of the ram.
3-piece guide shoe system. As you can see in the photo there, there's 3 guides on each side holding the ram in the back, true and straight in the machine, So as it guides back and forth, you don't get an uneven wear on the one side or the other of your ram.
Yeah, this top shoe is actually thicker. Gives you more strength and more wear. The sides and the bottoms don't take as much abuse as the top. And then the thickness of these tubes are very important as well.
Correct. Floor cross sport channels, as you can see in the photo there, they're a graduated spacing from the front to the back. They're basically closer together in the front, wider as you go back. And that again helps with pushing underneath the header bar, bracing that floor up, making it stronger, and also braces the floor up from material being dropped in from above.
And note that those channels run side to side, which is the short direction, giving you more strength in the short direction, and other competitors and stuff run them front to back. That's quite a long span to run that channel.
This is heavy built equipment. You know,
And
there's a lot of steel in this equipment.
And this is done this way to keep that floor straight.
Yep.
And true.
The transfer station control options. So I always picture the machine two parts, the power unit and then the machine itself. So Brant went over the machine and the power unit. As long as I've been here, the hydraulic side has been pretty much the same. Electric motor, driving a hydraulic pump, the 2-section pump for 2-speed, going to the manifold with 2 directional valves, and then the oil goes out to the cylinders, around the ram back and forth. That portion has been the same for 20-ish years, right? On the control side, the electric side, you know, to keep up with the times, the PLC's changed is the big one. Right now we have an LCD screen on the PLC, so you can adjust your settings like your full, your advanced, how many cycles the ram does, the jam count, and the auto start. I kind of go over those options in a minute. The jam count, we started that, I believe, in around 2006. So if you have a real tough material that you can't push past the breaker bar, what we're doing is we're retracting the ram and hitting it again, according to your jam count, 2 or 3 times. The ram goes back about halfway, and usually we get it to clear into the trailer, and that's the goal, right? So then you get more material into the trailer instead of tripping full ahead of it. Each unit comes standard with a Wi-Fi router for remote support. You hook internet to this Wi-Fi router. You can use your phone as a hotspot. You can do a Cat5 cable direct to it, and it virtually puts us there to support you. We can remote into that PLC, tell you what it's doing, and help you troubleshoot or adjust any changes you guys might have in the field. So that's been a huge advantage for our team, our tech team, and our customers.
And for the customers, yeah.
So
Did our very first unit have a PLC in it, or was that an analog panel?
I believe, well, I just took a call yesterday and I had a relay in it, a relay board in it for the headliner machine you've been talking about.
Okay, all right.
The 13780.
Okay.
So
I was just curious whether we were doing it way back then or not. I didn't 100% know the answer.
When we switched to this power unit, yes, they went to PLCs.
They would have been this. Okay.
But the first version of the Mini had a relay board in it.
All right.
So all our panels, control panels, are built in-house. We are a CUL 5088 factory panel build shop, as well as the power units. You know, everything's built here on site. The machine, power units, controls. We're very proud of that, actually.
Come in for a tour sometime,
Yep.
and we'll walk you through the areas where we do that. So
Absolutely. Machine build standard is the ANSI 2013. It's the newest form of ANSI, and we can explore that more if needed. So some of the options, the starting options, we have time start, electric or sonic eyes, or a remote control. Time start, if you're feeding consistently, you can, every 10 minutes, start the machine, let it cycle 2 or 3 times. Electric eye or sonic eye, depending on what's needed for the environment, that actually goes based on level of material in the hopper. So if it's not as consistent, your conveyor feeding, you can use eyes to start the equipment. And then kind of a newer version we have here is a remote control. So if you are just feeding from a payloader, you can fill the hopper up, hit the go button, and it'll cycle as many times as you have it set up for.
And that's the part in the center circle.
Yep, this is the center picture here. So with that, yeah, you can start it, pause it, and reverse it. That's part of
I could see that being very popular.
Yep. Because we build our own panels here at Sebright, we are flexible with options, custom options they may have, whether it's category 3 safety, special lights, special controls that they might want. That goes hand in hand with what Brant's doing with the drawings. We get the mechanical side done and the control side signed off, approved, then we go to build. And then what is coming? So we're looking at a new HMI that can offer email notifications. So advanced full, faults, preventative maintenance, how many hours it runs. You can plug in somebody's email and it will send them the notifications.
Yeah.
So look for that coming soon to you.
So power unit location options is basically what this is. So 3 different kind of standard options to accommodate varying needs in the industry. The remote power unit, probably the most common. Power unit sits on the ground either behind or alongside of the compactor, one side or the other. It's probably the most flexible and maybe the easiest to get out of the way type of option there is. Downfalls to it, transfer station floors, not necessarily always that clean, usually a lot of slop and
Lately flooded.
Yeah, maybe our friends in Wisconsin, they may have flooded here with this 13 inches of rain, but yeah, it's the next option would be to deck mount it. Goes all the way up to the top of the machine. It's pretty common as well. Typically has to be field installed up there. Customer sites, depending on where they're at, we get into building handrails and catwalks and steps to them, or you service them from a scissor lift of some sort. Keep in mind, if you got questions yet, like Saul said earlier, send them in as you have them. So the next power unit option, and we've been doing this quite a bit lately with our own team and some of them that have been going to the dealer, is access mounted on the rear of the stand. Actually comes off of the stand on the rear of the compactor. Advantage to this, can be fully tested here at Sebright. The unit leaves Sebright, ships out, fully attached, fully assembled, streamlines the installation.
Need a little more room on site.
You do need more length. It does take up some more space if you don't have it on the rear of the compactor. The other thing we don't have in the presentation, but we do build the custom stands that go underneath of the compactors out of structural tubing. Varying heights based on center lock heights or sill heights desired for the compactor. Some of that stuff is driven by trailers that are already existing, things like that. So a lot of variables. That's why we go through the drawing process.
Yeah, we just have an example of what would be in the manual for the voltage chart. So this is kind of where we run between the minis and the standard transfer machines. 60 horsepower is our most common. We recommend these wire size for 460 volt. You can see we're at 200 amp service and it's fused for 150 amp. You always have to follow your local codes on this stuff, but we're just kind of showing it doesn't take a whole lot of power to run this equipment. 3-phase, 460, 150 amps, and you're off and running.
So what if a customer has 208 or 230 volts? So
we can accommodate that. We look into that and design around it. It's typically double the amp size, and they have to be prepared for it. But yeah, we can make that happen.
Even on the 50 and 60 horse.
We have done that, yes.
Okay, all right. All right, industry served. Of course, the waste transfer industry, waste, your typical municipality waste, MSW. Second one, fiberglass insulation industry. We actually build a custom model for this. It'll be a dash FG behind the cylinder designation.
That's a heavier duty machine. It's got thicker sides, thicker floor. It's got a little extra penetration because insulation likes to spring back.
You got a lot of memory with that kind of material.
Yeah, we do 36 inches of penetration on this unit. And keep in mind, all these units, we do have some additional penetration options, some add-ons to the face of the ram if they're needed for particular types of material. We've been running into that a lot lately. Because people come to us with various things they want to compact. Something we've been doing for years here is automotive headliner. State of Michigan here, lots of headliner being produced for the Ford Expeditions, Chevy Suburbans, Tahoes, that type of stuff. Some of these mini transfers have went into that industry and performing really well. That is a high spring back type of material, requires a lot of penetration on typically. We also do organics. That can be wood chips, spent biofuels. We also do units for the medical waste industry. They'd probably more be into the mini line of equipment as well. We have some custom metals that are both abrasive resistant and corrosion resistant that we are speccing into some of these units because the saline in the medical waste is really tough on equipment. Your MRF recycling projects, quite a few of them in the last couple of years, usually conveyor fed or blowpipe fed, depending on what the applications are. And of course, your commodities, your PET, your aluminum, corrugate, and anything else you could think of that could run through a machine.
In the medical waste field too, we've done quite a few dumpers on those machines. It's not just conveyor fed.
I did forget about that, but yeah, a lot of them, medical waste industry has a specific cart they use, and we're feeding most of these with a dumper. You're right, so
integrate right into their line. So
yeah.
What do we got next here?
So now, here's our mini transfer station models. Over the years, they've kind of been called the poor man's transfer station, things like that. Just a smaller version, shorter ram, 25.5-inch tall ram. They fit a smaller opening in the rear of a trailer, things like that. But typically, we send these into the specialty applications such as the fiberglass, the MRF rejects. We're doing dust, trimmings, a variety of things in these. Basically anywhere that they would like to still fill and transport the material with a semi-trailer. And we've been selling a lot of them in the last few years. Actually, been 20 years ago we started doing these, but we really never marketed them as a mini transfer station type machine.
I see a lot of these are the 80-inch wide.
Yes.
And a lot of our transfers are 84 inches wide. Why is that?
Well, these the 80-inch wide kind of fits the trailer industry both for the Midwest and the East Coast. The 84-inch wide transfer compactors, we do offer an 80-inch wide model of everything as well. The Midwest, like your Wisconsin markets, Minnesota, that areas, the 84-inch wide machines kind of work. We get to the East Coast, we narrow up to an 80-inch wide unit. And some of it's driven by the trailers that the spec for the machine is kind of driven by existing trailers and who marketed what years ago or what we're replacing. So
that makes sense. Here's another cut sheet that you can find on our website, the resources tab.
So I know we have a lot of municipalities signed up, probably watching this right now. We have a line of portable compactors, like say you got a backwoods transfer station, northern Michigan, northern Wisconsin, Kentucky, Tennessee, wherever it may be, someplace that you don't have power. We've sold a few of these units to those situations, those small transfer stations. These are propane powered power units. They're kind of designed to drop and go, so to speak. If you had a natural disaster, whether it's a flood, a fire, or whatever it may be, festivals, leaf cleanups,
Township cleanup day.
yeah, township cleanup days. We've had some fairs use them. I'm trying to think of anybody else that would do it, but it allows you to hook onto this portable compactor with a gas drive motor allows you to hook onto a standard receiver box, and you get the benefits of the security of the receiver box, especially if it's like a store clean out or something like that. It's a good way to go. We have one unit here in the yard. It's deployable. If somebody called tomorrow, we could probably get it out of here Friday, type of deal. So we have a couple of these available in the yard for rent as well. So try to keep at least one around here. So
One thing to note too, we also offer this machine skid mounted, so a roll off truck can move it around if need be.
yeah, the one pictured is just a basic compactor with a side load hopper that we put a power unit on. But yeah, Brant's right. We can make it a full roll off model. The power unit is also available if somebody has an existing compactor that they'd like to buy the power unit to retrofit to their own unit. We could probably help you out with that as well.
And it's like a liquid propane tank, like what a Hilo would take, right?
Yep. Yeah, standard forklift tank, 8 to 10 hours of use runtime out of it. It's pretty efficient for a $25 propane tank fill.
Yeah.
So is a transfer station right for you? Love to talk to you. Is it an existing facility, new facility? What's your volume? Hourly, daily, weekly? What is the material? How would you like to load it? What are your loading options? We could go over that with you. How do you plan to transport the material? Typically, these pack into semi-trailers, but we also have, since we're in the automotive world here in Michigan, we have a lot of these units packing 75 to 100 yard roll-off boxes as well. So not necessarily always up on stand packing into a trailer. We have a fair amount of them that are sitting at ground level, especially in the mini side, packing into these large roll-off containers. If you have trailers available, what are the sizes of the trailer? We over the years have gained a lot of knowledge on what size trailers work best, what size hook works best for people, whether it's a center lock, side grabs, things like that. Yeah, and the looming question that goes back to Saul's electrical chart, do you have enough power to run, and how big of a power unit can we put on these units? So
All important details on the front side of any of these jobs. So
we also be happy to look at trade-ins. We have a remanufacturing program here at Sebright. Since we are a manufacturer, we are allowed to remanufacture any brand of compactor. We'll give it a sequential serial number. That'll be brand new, just like you bought a brand new unit, but it'll have an REM on the back side of it. So if somebody's looking at writing off the unit or for tax purposes, it'll show up with a new serial number but have REM behind it. It's kind of a benefit of doing the remanufactured program. Our units are built for the long haul. One of our dealers, speaking with him this week, I'll introduce you to Dave Wolf with JWR out of Wisconsin. He and I were talking that neither one of us could remember ever scrapping a Sebright transfer compactor that came back in out either through ourselves or through him.
you told me that, and I didn't believe you. That's impressive for all these years. It just goes to show how much.
Well, it'd be in our backyard if we had one, because anybody that knows me knows I don't throw anything away.
Lauren would hold on to it for sure. Yep. We just clean that yard out a little bit.
I'd find some use for it. So, but yes, you can also find us on Sourcewell. If that's more for the municipality people that are on here. Please look for us through Sourcewell. So speaking of a couple testimonial letters that I got here, first one here is from Mike Shago. He's retired from Step Equipment. He was very instrumental, as was Dave Wolf with JWR, who both wrote the second testimonial on here. So I'll read Mike's here a minute. Transfer compactors impact hundreds of customers. I didn't really think about it that way until he wrote it, but so reliability is critical and key. So that's why he always entrusted Sebright with their engineering, construction, and support are the best in the industry. In my experiences, Sebright units last twice as long as competitors, consistently meet weight targets, and exceed customer expectations. Second one's from Dave Wolf. Dave was extremely instrumental in this for the last 35 years as well. Initially installing these units for Step Equipment, and then later becoming the dealer for Sebright in Wisconsin. So these guys are both friends of Sebright and partners, so to speak. So for 35 years, JWR has chosen Sebright for large compactor and transfer station equipment because of their unmatched engineering, quality, longevity, when properly maintained. Them are both well said testimonials from our customers, but don't take it from us. You know, feel free to reach out to these guys and find out who we really are if you'd like. So
How long has Mike been in the industry, would you say?
as long as I have. He's still does consulting work in the
So he's
compactor
35
LLC,
plus
so
years
yeah,
as
yes.
well as Dave.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So another thing here, I noticed these guys sitting with me. One of them's got a brand new Sebright Products hat on here. Where's yours?
So yeah, we were awarded
Yeah, like
these hats from Adisa, not Lauren, just us.
yeah. So I'm sitting here without one, but yeah, what I'd like to propose is if you're signed up for this webinar today, I would and reach out to us in the next 30 days to get a quote on a transfer compactor, mini or large one, or any compactor for that matter. We will actively start working with us on a quote. We'll send you a couple of these hats and probably some additional goodies as well. So we'll see what the marketing department has up their sleeve for you. So
I'll see what I can do.
They're nice hats, Adisa.
They are
Good job.
They are very nice
Thank
hats.
you. Thank you. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys. From here, we'll jump into the Q&A. If any of you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat or the Q&A portion. But we had one question come in. Someone's curious, what's the warranty on our transfer stations?
All right, I'll take this one. So the transfer compactors, the large series transfer compactors, we have a 3-year frame and ram warranty and a 1-year standard warranty on everything else, power unit, cylinders, hydraulics. The mini transfers is 5-year on the frame and ram and a 1-year standard warranty on the hydraulics and all the other components.
Perfect. Yeah. Yeah, if anyone else has any questions, like I said, feel free to enter them in the chat. Got Tom Fishback. He's asking, what's the general lead time for our transfer station?
We're 90 to 120 days right now. And when we do a quote, yeah, when the quote's issued, they will give you the lead time at that time.
Perfect. All right. Lauren, Salbrand, you guys got any additional things that, facts that came up or?
Yeah, one thing I didn't touch on and thank you for asking, is, if you don't have trailers, don't be afraid of reaching out to us, because we have relationships with a couple of trailer companies that we work really well with. They draw in 3D. We get the models. We can incorporate their trailers into our systems. But we'll get you in touch with these folks. They sell these. Yeah, they're working with us right now on some projects, actually. So no trailers, no problem. We can get you in touch with who you need to talk to. The nice thing about, if you don't already have trailers, these companies built some really nice rear doors on these trailers that fit the compactors, fit our compactors. It's a door within a door system. We're all about creating the least amount of spillage during separation. And I think I touched on earlier, the elevation stands, we also build them for the compactors. Truck guide rails, they're pretty popular too, that they get anchored down to guide the trailer onto the compactor. Clean up and push style plates. If you're running down in between the truck guide rails, got a little spillage, they can scoop it up with a bobcat or wheel loader. So there's a lot of options. And that's why we go through the engineering process quite often, so to work out those details.
We also do installs and startups on the equipment if necessary.
That's a key part of the drawing process too, is we know what the site looks like before we get there, so we know how to install it.
Yep. I think that's all I have, other than
Well, we got Pat Baker asking, can you have a pendant control station with the remote control in the loader?
So both stations.
So it will come with a pendant that has an auto start enable at the machine, and then the remote will be in the loader. So you have both.
So you would initially have to start the compactor at the remote pendant?
Yep.
And
So
then
you have to initiate the auto start at the remote to allow the remote to work. It's a safety feature that we have to follow for ANSI.
Yeah, very good question, Pat.
Yep.
Another one we got coming in is, what does the service after the sale look like? What kind of tech support does Sebright offer?
So we have 24/7 phone capability. And then we have our own service team and then nationwide service companies available. So we do not stop service after the install or the warranty period. Like I said before, we got a phone call from a machine, I think it was from, when was that 13780 sold?
1999.
1999. So we're still supporting that machine. Today, we still had the manuals on record.
Yeah, we still support a lot of compactors way back to 1984. If somebody
Yep.
calls, we give them support.
And a lot of the parts we have on the shelf even.
Correct.
Back from,
Yeah, once we've standardized on a design or a feature or whatever it may be, we tend to be very loyal to that design. So it's not like we're making a lot of model year changes or anything like that. So.
Yep. And a big reason is for the support down the road.
Yeah,
So we can have this stuff on the shelf and ship it out.
it's another very good question.
Yep.
And do we have these parts in stock, spare parts in stock?
Yes, we do. Yeah, we, again, like Lauren said, is, we don't change our design frequently. And a big reason is so we can stock the parts and not carry too much inventory over and over again.
Yeah, correct.
So not only do we stock it for our own production, but we stock it for service and sales, part sales.
Yeah, metal component parts, things like that. We have a lot of our own control. We stock 250,000 pounds of sheet metal and plate here. We have a burn table, CNC burn table and machining center. So
If it's not in stock, we'll fabricate
if it's
it.
not in stock, we
Yeah.
generally can fabricate stuff rather quick. So
And the purchase components are on the shelf. Good
Great.
question.
Yeah. All right, well, If no one else has any other questions, or Saul, Brant, Lauren, if you guys don't have anything else to touch on, we'll be wrapping up here soon. And again, thank you all for attending. Hope you found this webinar informative, and you will all be getting a recording of this webinar shortly after we finish up here. As mentioned by Saul and Lauren earlier, all of our brochures can be found on the website. We can also send them to all of you as well, but feel free to reach out for those quotes, get your hats, get some goodies. Yeah.
Yeah, get a quote, and
You're
get
gonna
a
have
quote
to,
and get a couple hats.
you're gonna have to fill out a quote to get a hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get a quote for our own piece of equipment. I'd like one of these hats, right, yeah. Okay,
Okay, well, thank you everyone again. Hope you all have a good rest of your day.
thanks
Thanks for
everyone
joining
for
us.
watching.
Bye.